What is crack-a-lackin' Know-It-Allz crew, Know-It-Allz family, Know-It-Allz chat fam? What's going on? It's your boy G, sitting back with my boy Tay-Boy Fresh, and we got a special guest today in the building, Tim Lyons on the Know-It-Allz podcast. Hey, man, before we even get to it, make sure you guys like and subscribe, like and share with all your friends, all your family, because we're trying to get this Know-It-Allz podcast up to about that, 1K. But before we get into the show, I got to say what's cracking to my guests and my co-host, Tay-Boy Fresh. What's cracking with you, bro? What's going on, man?
Big G, what's happening, man? What's up, Afton, in the live chat? Thanks for joining us again today, Afton. This for you, Afton. And Tim. But,
terrible talent.
No, man, it's just a great day, man. I mean, it's like the best weekend of the year. That March Madness, that Thursday through that Sunday. Like, we still got great games to look forward to tonight, man. Come on, Northwestern against Connecticut.
Yeah.
And I'm going for Yale too, man.
Yeah, big, yeah. I can't wait to get to the conversation, man, about the March Madness. But they nice, though, Tay. They nice.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. All right. Well, go ahead, bro. You got it. Go ahead.
No, I said that's about it.
Yeah. Tim Lyons, special guest, one of the Know-It-Allz compadres, one of the Know-It-Allz crew, one of the Know-It-Allz family. We pulled him in the building. Ma's having a big skate party tonight, so we had to get a third wheel, and we brought him on in. Tim agreed, man. What's cracking, Tim? What's up with you, bro?
I mean, I was just sitting here chillaxing, watching some basketball, playing some MLB The Show, and then, Big G's like, Tim, can you come on? So I'm here. Hello to the Know-It-Allz family, and hello to the chat fam. I see Claude the Matrix Bishops in the house and Afton, but yeah, thank you guys for having me. I'm here. I'm trying to give you guys as much knowledge and see if I can match y'all's Know-It-Alls tonight.
Tim, how come you know Claude in the Matrix, Tim? How come you know Claude in the Matrix?
We homies in the Matrix, man. We straight partied and up. It's a thing is it's so easy to get you riled up, Big G. Just poking the bear is I think it's our full-time job. I suggested on Friday to Claude that we should do the Matrix podcast. The stuff that peed Big G off on Friday.
It'd be a hit. It would be a hit. The Matrix podcast hosted by Claude and Tim. It would be a hit.
Yeah.
Hey man, but listen,
Claude and Tim, the original Matrix members.
Yes.
Original Matrix. Original members of the Matrix.
I ain't ashamed.
Big facts. Hey man, but listen, we got a great show today for you guys, man. We got a bunch of topics, but you know how we started out on the Know-It-Alls. Before we get into all that, let's get into this. And we're back with the Know-It-Allz podcast on Fans First Sports Network. In the building, one boy, Tay-Boy Fresh, and the homie Tim Lyons, man. Listen, before we get to it, I got to pull up Afton's comment, man, because it was hilarious, Tate. It was hilarious. Look what Afton said, man. She said she's pretty sure Tim has a permanent guest room at Claude's Matrix house. Absolutely true. Absolutely true, Afton.
Hey, man, I got to say what I said backstage, too, man. And I'm glad Tim could fill in and guess with us. I know he just got back from finishing that game in Indianapolis. I said Tim looked like a little short, chubby Zach Edey for Purdue.
Big facts. I mean, I ain't got time even for my sign up to take, man. But yeah, absolutely for sure. Big facts.
How tall are you, Tim?
What's that?
How tall are you?
5'7".
Oh, yeah.
Tiny Edie.
Baby Edie.
Yeah. I think he's got like 2 foot on me. So yeah,
Right. Not
yeah,
quite 2 foot, but a foot and a half for sure.
yeah, hell yeah.
A little more than that. Yeah.
Absolutely, man. Hey, all right. So listen, man. First topic of the day. Hey, man. March Madness has been better than expected, fellas. We done had some upsets, men's brackets, women's bracket. It's been great basketball, man. So, I'm going to throw it up there and lob it up just to see how you guys think and feel. We're going to talk a little bit about the tournament, what we've been seeing, and what we think is going to happen. And just talk about have March or the NCAA, both men's and women's, got their flavor back? Because I'm telling you, I really don't get on with like watching basketball like that through the regular season. But the tournament has been must-watch TV, man.
Yeah.
So Tay-Boy Fresh, man. First, I'm lobbing it up to you, bro. First comments, first thoughts about the NC2A tournament with the men and the women basketball.
Hey, man, isn't that? I mean, you said, how'd you open this up? I mean, because I feel like this is what's expected every year. This is not like anything unusual.
Yeah.
It's always March Madness. It's always upset. It's always a lower seed beating a higher seed. It's always a Cinderella. I mean, this is just what's expected every year.
Mm-hmm.
What Claude say, man?
He said, Tim, that's because me and you are always right, especially when it comes to Big G's crazy takes.
Facts,
I'm not even gonna put him in the matrix yet, Tate. I'm not gonna.
Yeah, he might have a point.
Yeah.
I mean, at least with you having crazy takes, I ain't saying that they don't deserve to be there, but you do be having a crazy take sometimes.
Hey, a clock is right twice a day.
A dead clock?
Yes.
I think that's what Big G go for, man. For real.
Right.
But man. But March Madness is what it is, man. This is why it's probably my second favorite sporting event of the year after the NFL playoffs. When that whole thing, the NFL, this March Madness, this NBA playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I think it's just doing what it do, man. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, let me ask Tim first. I'm gonna get his reaction about the early tournament already for both the men's and the women's, and then I'm gonna start going down and asking particulars, man. Tim, your early thoughts about the NC2A tournament, both men's and women's, man.
So, I've not really been watching basketball much until the tournament started. I've been kind of keeping an eye on Gonzaga because, they are our home state, basketball team here. And, Gonzaga, they've made it to the March Madness for, I want to say, I think it's been 2 decades. And this year was kind of iffy because they weren't even in the conversation of making the tournament because they were, playing bad. And then they just went on this tear and end up making March Madness. And I know you guys always see me saying go Zags because I'm rooting for them. With me being here in Washington, if you guys didn't know that, I'm here up near Seattle. So I'm rooting for, the Zags 100%. They play good ball. They play great ball in round one. They beat Kansas yesterday. They manhandled Kansas yesterday. Played great defense. And then they got to face Purdue in Detroit next. So, it could be a great game or it could be Purdue, Tate was saying, with Zach Edey, Zach Edey was he balled out today. I was watching that game. He balled out today. But there's been some exciting games. There was that overtime with NC State and Oakland. Then there was a full overtime yesterday too. There's your typical upsets. They made the tournament for a reason. It's not, just the top 25 or whatever. These teams, they're going out there. One thing that you always say, G, is these college athletes, they're pros, but they're semi-pros, we'll say. All athletes, I always say is football is going to football. Well, basketball is going to basketball too. Duke could go in there and, get beat by, what is it, John Madison, but I think they were beating the crap out of them the last time I looked. I can't remember what the score is.
Yeah,
but, it's basketball. It's a sport, just like anything in all of sports land. One team could be off one day and the next team could be on, and there's going to be upsets. So seeing these upsets, it's like, oh man, did that just happen? So, it's great to see March Madness coming along and being the true March Madness of nobody's brackets at 100% and nobody's winning anything.
Oh yeah, every by now every bracket has been busted without a shadow of a doubt. By
Definitely.
now, but I got a question. I'm gonna ask Tate this first.
Okay.
Tate, man, who any surprises or anybody who you think like, man, there ain't no way in the world this team ain't winning it so far? Because you pretty much got half of the Sweet 16 set. I think there's probably about another 5 or 6 to go. So any surprises or anybody you like, man, I didn't know that team was really who they was. And they showed me that they some dogs.
Claude, you right. Paid them yesterday. Owed them 2 times. One for the win and one because they covered the 10. Wasn't even – I should have took the 15, still would have lost.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I paid his half man yesterday.
He said a half man.
What it was. 50
yeah,
bucks.
Big facts. Yeah.
But no, man, a couple things I want to say. Then I'm gonna say, I mean, the surprise was Oakland beating Kentucky early.
Yes.
But then they out already.
Yeah.
But man, I think you gotta all my teams that I picked for the Final Four are still alive. So I picked Purdue.
Yeah.
I picked Marquette.
Yeah.
I picked Illinois is my sleeper. I haven't found them. Do they play today? They got to play today.
They play later on tonight. Yeah, later on. Yep.
Purdue, Marquette, Illinois, and I think
probably
I got
UConn.
Yeah, UConn, because So they all still like. Even though I'm going for my bracket to get busted, even though I didn't do a bracket, I want Northwestern to beat UConn tonight. That's what I want. I root for all Big Ten schools.
Yeah.
But I thought Colorado played real well, but they lost to Marquette.
Yeah.
Oregon played real well, but they lost to, was it Gonzaga?
Yeah. No. Oregon lost to who they lose to? It wasn't Gonzaga.
Overtime last night.
Yeah, it wasn't Gonzaga because Gonzaga won earlier. I forgot who they lost to. I got to go back and look it up.
Hold on, I'm looking.
Yeah.
Oregon played well, but they out.
Yeah.
I don't really have no big surprises except Yale. Told y'all on Friday night I'm getting me a Yale t-shirt. Shout out this like name dropping bragging. Shout out to the Ivy League. My sister didn't go to Yale, but she went to Columbia. She's Ivy League. That means my mom gave us brains.
Yeah.
I didn't go to Ivy League.
Yeah. Look what Afton said, man. Look what Afton said. She said, I had to laugh at Yale MMB X account. It's the microbiology department, and they got mom with basketball tweets. Big facts. Big facts.
That's because those dummies don't know what we're doing, not even on Twitter or X.
Yeah. Who did Oregon lose to, Tim?
Creighton.
Creighton.
Creighton, okay.
Creighton's good, too.
Creighton, yeah.
But I think they're like a 3 seed, ain't they?
Yeah. Yeah, Creighton is a 3 seed. They're 3.
Yeah, they're a 3. They're a 3.
Yeah, so, I mean, good team. They play somebody. They play somebody that won earlier today already next week. No, I can't keep up, man.
Yeah,
but it's gonna be a good game. They play Purdue.
Yes, they do. Creighton does play. Purdue.
Gonzaga plays Purdue.
In Detroit.
Yeah, who's Creighton play, Tim? You muted. Find them, Big G.
Big fine. Big fine. Big fine.
Tennessee is who they play.
Tennessee.
Sorry.
That's gonna be a good one too. See, when you get to the 16, there's a whole bunch of good ones, man.
Yeah.
And I like Claude said, I did have to pay. And yeah, man, Michigan State was up by 12, and they just folded, man.
Yeah, they did.
Probably last 25 minutes of the game, 28 minutes of the game. The last half of the first half, the whole second half folded.
Yeah, absolutely. Tim, any early surprises or anybody who you like in the tournament? You like, man, I wasn't expecting them to make it to the 16.
I'm not really that surprised, to be honest with you. Purdue plays well, plays great ball. I like Gonzaga. I think Gonzaga is going to be a sleeper. I've been saying that, since day one, but we'll see when it comes against Purdue.
Yeah.
North Carolina.
Isn't Gonzaga like a 4 seed though?
A 5 seed.
They're 5.
Okay.
They're
I
five.
say,
5-4.
I say 1, 2, 3, 4. Really not a sleeper. You can say, oh, that's my sleeper pick, but
They're
okay,
5.
they're 5. They're a sleeper. Okay.
Yeah. So I think, like I said, I think Gonzaga is going to be a sleeper. It's going to be a really good game against Purdue because Gonzaga has big men too. So it's not like when Purdue played today against man, I can't remember who they played against. But anyways,
my Mary Mother Grace, somebody
Yeah.
real small and
Yeah.
somebody real underrated.
you know, they didn't have real big men to be able to take care of Edie at all.
They played.
Yeah.
They played Utah State.
Yeah.
Yeah, Utah State. But North Carolina, man, North Carolina, yesterday when I was watching that game, I was like, oh, Michigan State's putting it on and North Carolina said, hold my beer, watch this. So I'm
Hold
like,
my beer.
Yeah.
Hold my beer.
Yeah. So, and UConn, UConn is UConn, their basketball school. They could easily, make a run for it too. I'm not really that surprised, but I'm just glad to see, like I said, I'm glad to see Gonzaga's playing good basketball, and we'll see when they play against Purdue. That's my biggest thing that I'm watching. But I kind of lean towards what Claude said is I think North Carolina is going to win it all. They're a great basketball team, and they could fairly well win this all.
Yeah, big facts. And I'm gonna tell you, Tate Boy Fresh, you put me up on these dudes about 2 weeks. Tate, you about to get a big fine. Big fine. But you put me up on these dudes about a week before the tournament started. And I can't say I watched them all year.
I wasn't talking to y'all. I was talking to my phone. You can't find me. But I was trying to find Illinois play Iowa State on Thursday, so they won yesterday already.
Oh, that's going to be a hard game.
That's going to be a good one.
Yeah. But, Tate, you put me up on a squad, man. And I've been watching them, and I'm cheering for them. North Carolina State Wolfpack, man. The Wolfpack ain't nothing to play with, bro. The NC State done made the 16. They have the formula. You think they gone? Who they play next?
Marquette.
They gone.
No, they ain't gone. No, they ain't gone. They ain't gone. Tate, I'm telling you, you said something, and I might give you a G Stradamus for this one. This reminds me of that 83 North Carolina Wolfpack team. It reminds me of that, man. They got all the players, all the characters that fit that. And it's like it's a Cinderella run waiting to happen. But their big man, there ain't nobody. Listen, he give Edie problems. He would give, because we already done seen him beast mode Bangkok.
Burns.
So, he's a beast. He's a beast, man. He's a beast. And they got shooters. So I like NC State, man, to do something crazy. And they're an 11 seed. So that's definitely an 11 seed makes the 16. Man, I don't know. Look, Gavin said they gone, Big G. He said it's adios, muchachos.
He said, thanks, Gavin. That's what I'm telling Big G. Bye-bye, Wolfpack.
Yeah. God said, Tim, you're without a doubt the smartest man on the show today. Hey,
that's
man,
my Matrix brother.
You know what? I'm holding back, man. I'm gonna get him though. Claude, you're building Matrix currency right now. So here in a few minutes, you're gonna be in the Matrix. Just wait, for sure. All right, fellas. Any last thoughts about the NCAA tournament before we move subjects, man?
Yeah, the game tonight again. I just want to say, I think UConn's the number 1 overall seed. I think Northwestern can give them a go. They play that slow down style. Baby Collins, Chris Collins is a good coach, just like we got, and then he's coaching against another former point guard coach. He didn't go to Duke, Danny Hurley, but his brother Bobby did. Danny went to Seton Hall. What up, Callie?
Yeah, Sean Callahan in the building. What's up, man? Good to see you, bro. Hey, listen, so we're going to switch real quick to the women's. Tate, I told you earlier, man, the ladies, Ohio State Buckeyes took an L to Duke today, man. And I've been paying attention to that women's tournament, man. It's been some heated games already. So I just early thoughts or any thoughts you guys got about the women's tournament, or y'all waiting to get to when it gets down to LSU, South Carolina, Iowa? Are y'all waiting for that to happen, or y'all gonna pay? Are y'all paying attention now? What you like and what you see? Tate, I'm gonna swing with you first, bro.
Hey, man. I mean, I'm paying attention with the ear. I ain't put my eyes on the shit, like, because they running with the men's tournament. Like Ohio State, I didn't even know that they lost. You told me backstage before we got started because they came on at 12. Well, 12, I'm watching Marquette and Colorado. You know what I mean? Now I got Duke and James Madison on TV, and after this, it's going to be like four more games tonight. I think maybe 5.
Yep.
But so I haven't really given it in my eye yet, given it my ear, but definitely when they get to day 8, for sure.
Yeah.
It's all about putting these eyeballs on it, man. Because hey, that game is great, man.
Yeah,
man. The game is great.
Yeah, it's man. I've been clicking back and forth, Tate, with the mad remote, back and forth between women's and men's. Man, and Iowa State's big girl that plays center, man, she's out there like Shaq. She's out there like Shaq, killing them. They was down like 22 and came back and got the dub, bro. So like it's been some, like, I'm watching. Like, of course, you don't pay attention to Caitlin Clark. LSU is on right now, so I'm gonna watch them and South Carolina. But man, there's some great players out there, man, for sure.
Who's LSU playing?
Oh, they was playing some scrubs, man. They was beating the brake shoes off of them last I saw the score.
They were playing Middletown.
Middle Tennessee, Middletown or Middle Tennessee?
Gonzaga.
Middle Tennessee. Sorry, I didn't have my glasses on. I couldn't see.
Yeah, that's playing Middle Tennessee. They was beating the brake shoes off of them, man.
Yeah.
I was telling Tim that Gonzaga's still in it too, huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Gonzaga girls, females, they in it.
I thought I don't see them on the.
Hey, look at it. Go ahead, bro.
They play Utah tonight at 10:30.
Yeah.
Yep.
Hey, to answer Claude Bishop's question, Claude, I would get mopped by Caitlin Clark. I would get mopped. She would probably spank me 10. If I don't have the ball first and get an opportunity to score first, I'm getting 10-0. I'm out of there.
Hey,
10 nothing 1-on-1. I'm out of there.
Big G question.
Mm-hmm.
If he asked you, could Zach Edey beat you, and you said Zach Edey would spank me, would you have to say pause?
Yeah.
Caitlin Clark can spank you though.
Yeah, big pause. but she would beat the brake shoes off of me. I'm telling you, if I don't have the ball first, I'm getting blanked. So I got one shot to get a bucket. One shot to get a bucket.
Tim, I'm surprised Big G ain't going full blown Big G, talking about dust Caitlin Clark.
Oh no!
I mean, a few weeks ago he was all on here talking about he'll beat Rich Eisen in the 40, but he won't.
I smoke him.
Oh come on!
I smoked Rich Eisen. I smoked him. Smoked 2 steps. Got him.
Rich Eisen practiced the 40, man. You probably ran 40 yards in 15 years.
Hey, Rich Eisen will run close to a 740, dog.
No, he ran a 6.22.
No, we don't.
Dog, Tate, I got him.
No, you don't.
I got him.
Or not Tate, but Big G, I could take you on the 40, bro.
No, you smoked.
Okay.
Smoked. But Caitlin Clark, no, it's not even close.
How old are you, Tim?
Huh?
How old are you?
47.
No, I got him.
That's almost 5 years, Big G. He got you. He got you.
And I'm a 15-year Army veteran that used to run for his life all the time.
Yeah, but how long ago was that?
I don't know.
20 years ago.
Okay, so you like Big G.
Yeah,
hey, look, Abba said I need to put some evidence out there like Cat Williams and put some evidence on the internet of me running a 40. She said that's what I need to put out there. After you might get that video evidence. You might get that. Hey, look, and Sean Catlin said, I got G. I got G, man.
Rich Eisen will beat Big G, man. Y'all crazy. Rich Eisen won a 40 every year.
Nah, bro. I got him. I'm telling you. The athletic gene ain't went down that bad, Tate. I ain't in that bad of a condition. I'm telling you, I take him. But Caitlin Clark, it's over. It's over, bro. It ain't gonna be close with Caitlin Clark. Mr. Woody said, G still run a 5.95. Hey, I might still get that, dog.
You're gonna add like 2.
I might still get that.
Come on.
Get that, bro. I might get that, bro. I might get that.
I guess he probably was like a 5.2 flat.
Never. I probably 5 flat or lower at best. For real. Never that.
You
5'2", never.
You couldn't beat your brother-in-law Victor.
But his freshman year and my sophomore year in college, yeah, I could.
I definitely know you could beat.
Who?
Chewy, David Wilhite.
No, David Wilhite was probably a big boy running like a 4'9".
Right, he was fast.
Yeah. Lamar Thomas said, what Lamar say? G running a 9.740. Come on, Lamar. Come on, sweet. Never. A 1040? A 1040? Come on, bro. Come on, man.
I'm giving you better than 9.7. I think you probably got about a 6.5 right now.
Mr. Woody said a 6.95.
Oh, see? You losing the rich.
Man, I'm about to train, man. I'm about to train. I'm already working to get in shape a little bit, man. I'm working on my weight now. I'm about to train, man, and put some videotape out there of me getting that sub time, man. I'm gonna get him, man. I'm getting rich. I need to get rich for some money.
If you put a video out and we put it on all the podcast, I guarantee it go viral.
Oh, probably so. If I did it today, yeah. If I did it today, but by the summer, no, I'm training. I'm training. No, Mr. Woody, I ain't under 250. I ain't under 250 pounds. No, hell no. For sure. Hey, man, so listen. But about Caitlin Clark, yeah, she gonna smoke me. But Tim, your thoughts, man, concerning women's college basketball this season, man?
You know, I am not, like I said, I haven't been paying attention to women's basketball or men's basketball until now. Yeah. I know who Caitlin Clark is. I know she's probably one of the best women's basketball players right now in the game,
maybe in history.
But I'm going to root for Gonzaga and Notre Dame in this women's bracket because you guys know I'm a Notre Dame fan. And
Die hard.
Women's Notre Dame basketball is usually pretty damn good. They've been pretty good for the last, oh my gosh, so many years.
Yeah.
So I am rooting for both of those teams, since I'm a Notre Dame fan and I'm in Washington with Gonzaga. There's been some upsets and, it's going to continue to be that way. It's basketball. It's March Madness.
Yeah, for sure. All right, fellas, we're going to take a quick commercial break. If you're watching us live on YouTube, we'll be back in a second. If you're listening on audio, man, just make sure you pause. We'll be right back with the KnoItAllz crew. Tape Boy Fresh, if you can, man, get us out of here for that commercial break, and we'll be right back, man.
Yeah, if you're watching on YouTube, stay with us. We're not going anywhere. Our audio listeners, we have to hear a few messages from our partners, play a couple bills. Just stay with us, and we'll be right back after this.
And we're back with the KnoItAllz podcast. Special guest Tim Lyons in the building with me and Tape Boy Fresh, your usual suspects. Rocking out on Fans First Sports Network, KnoItAllz podcast, the KnoItAll crew. Fellas, what's cracking? What's going on, man? Tate, Tim, what's going on?
Hey, man, same thing was going on 29 minutes ago when we started this thing, man. Got to March Madness on up here on the TV, then rearrange my little setup in here. I got to get that stuff out the corner over there. You can see junk in my corner. That's a little heater. But you see all them Nike shoe boxes, Big G?
Yeah, heater ain't never. Yeah, that's them 270 boxes.
That's the 270 boxes. I got about 10 pair of them, man. But yeah, man, nothing, man. Just great day, great weekend, man. You know what I mean? Yeah. I cooked a little bit. My wife cooked some. I cooked some. We got food for the week. I've been watching games ever since the Marquette, Colorado game started at noon. Mm-hmm. I'm gonna watch games the rest of the night. Man, I got to turn to the Cavaliers. They playing the Miami Heat right now.
Yeah, so, sure.
Everything good right now, man.
Yeah, for sure. Tim Lyons, what's cracking, man?
Everybody in the live chat again too, man. Thanks for joining us, man. We know it's Sunday. It's not quite as hype in here on Sunday after evening as it is on Wednesday night and Friday night, but we growing.
Yeah, big facts, man, for sure. Tim, what's up, man? What's going on with you, bro?
It's a great Sunday. It's beautiful out. My wife's cooking some homemade split pea soup and some bread, and just relaxing and watching some basketball. I know my wife was like, "You're watching basketball?" I'm like, yeah, it's college basketball. We got to watch these guys play. So, it's just a nice, relaxing Sunday before we start the crazy work week up again.
Yeah, for sure. Hey, Afton, she put a comment in. She said, poor Moats. I know you ain't talking about him having to deal with Deke, or what you talking about with Moats?
That's Moats. I'm a Models JMU.
Oh, yeah. They
breaking news.
Yeah. What happened? I can't see it.
It's a Fields is Steelers QB2, but Mike Tomlin says Justin will compete with Russ for starting job.
Breaking news, big facts. Matter of fact, I'm going to swing. Instead of going to the next subject, talking about the NBA, we're going to stop right there. Tate, is he going to start? I want to know. Because last time we was on the KnoItAllz, we didn't even have Justin yet. Last time we was on.
You know who the Steelers quarterback should be, man?
Who?
This guy.
Who? You?
This guy.
Hey, man, that's a hot take, bro. If you're the starting quarterback, then I'm definitely running a sub. I'm running like under a 40-yard dash, bro. That's a big burner right there, bro, for sure.
I'm just talking, man. But you know what? Man, put Claude in the Matrix now.
Tom, oh, yeah, let me get him, man. Go ahead. Keep talking while I get the banner, man. Go ahead, man. I thought we was going to give him grace. He had 2 passes, Claude.
I think Russ gonna start as he should, and I think Russ gonna do well as I expect him to. But at the end of the day, even if it's not this season, moving forward after this season coming up, Justin Fields got to be the guy. Long as Justin is in practice, learning, getting his teammates to buy into him and believe in him and being a leader.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I hope he starts to be earned it too, Afton. And he probably could earn it. I think the play you would get would be close to equal, except Justin has much more potential, game-changing playability, right?
Yeah.
But Russ is going to be what we need early. So just be patient with him. That's all I'm saying. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Hey, well, I'm gonna ask Tim because Tim's our resident Justin Fields hater, which I don't understand. I think it's because Tim hates Ohio State so much versus
what?
Justin Fields.
No,
you're a resident hater. So I'm gonna see what your comments is about that.
No. We're gonna settle this once and for all.
You a hater?
Once and for all. No, I don't hate. I'm not hating. The thing is Justin Fields has not proven to me of what y'all are so hyped about. It's like you going to me and going, hey, Joe Schmo over here. Oh, he's going to be the best quarterback on earth.
Yeah,
but he's 10-28 in college football or whatever. That's what you and I need to understand.
Football, he like 24-2 in college football.
Okay, so anyways,
and Kenny Fields is 14-10. Kenny Pickett. But you can't give him credit for all them because the defense won all them games. Justin Fields scored been part of way more scoring drives than Kenny Pickett has in his career.
And I'm not arguing. The thing is hold on, stop. I'm not arguing any of that. There's a lot of games that Justin Fields and the Bears should have won, but the defense blew it. You know what? There's 2 sides of this story.
Facts.
Just because I'm not a big supporter of Justin Fields, that's my opinion. You know what? Last year, Big G said KP8 was him. Now it's Justin Fields is going to possibly be him. So
I've been saying Justin Fields has been him all along. I've been saying all along.
But until we see him prove that he is him, slow your roll and see what happens. See, it's just like any in football, period. Like me, I think Joe Burrow's the best quarterback in Cincinnati Bengals history right now. But the thing is everything can change. You know what? We always have this argument about Justin Fields. I'm not a hater of him.
You think Joe Burrow's the best quarterback in football?
In Cincinnati Bengals history, I said.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So there's no hate against Justin Fields. It's just I don't see what he's done at all because he's played for the Bears. You might be right. He might go to Pittsburgh and be the next Patrick Mahomes or Russell Wilson in his prime. We don't know until we actually see the proof in the pudding. So that's my whole thing.
Read that Ivy League brain comment, Big G.
I see it from Damian Tate for sure. Damian said, Russ is a professional under any situation. Fields played on a terrible team, no support. Is there nothing given for that? Absolutely, it should be. He played on a track. His best player was his last year when he had DJ Moore. They was trash. So now he's on a team where he got dudes that can play. So I look for Justin Fields to jump. He's already proven that he can lead the league in rushing at a quarterback position. But now he's got guys he can actually throw the ball to, and they're going to catch it. George Pickens, Pat Freiermuth, Mount Washington, Jalen Warren, Najee Harris, Vance Jefferson. Come on, man.
I just use somebody like Baker Mayfield for an example.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Baker got out what was a bad situation in Cleveland for him anyway, specifically.
Yeah.
He really improved his had a couple stops, but then he got to Tampa Bay. He just got the 100 mil bag.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And took a team to a playoffs and won the game.
Mm-hmm.
But look what he was throwing it to, Tate. That's my point. Look what he was throwing it to.
Yeah, he has some weapons on the outside, Evans and Godwin.
Hey, I'm gonna read Damian's Tate comment too. Damian said, "What has Phil done so wrong to make you think so negatively, Tim? What has he done? What has he done to make you think he's so negative about him?"
And I'm not. Hold on. I didn't say anything negative about him at all. I just said that he has not proven that he is a top 5, top 10 caliber, actual quarterback in the NFL yet. That's all I said. I didn't say. I'm not saying nothing terrible about Justin Fields. It's just the fact of the matter is everybody always jumps to the conclusion when if someone's having a bad game, they're trash.
Okay.
But when somebody else has a bad game or doesn't think that they're the best and they say, oh, they're trash, kidding around like everybody else, it's the end of the damn world. So, like I said, I've never said anything bad about Justin Fields. Justin Fields just has been a Chicago Bear for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
One thing I don't understand, like I said on Friday night on the homies, I don't understand what Chicago's doing because Chicago goes out and gets Keenan Allen. They go out and get Swift. They're building this team. They're starting to finally put people around him, but then they trade away Justin Fields. So my thing is you're going to go out and draft a rookie quarterback and expect a different result. It's called insanity for a reason. Doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result, but it's not going to happen.
Well,
so
I think with that, man, part of that is Ryan Poles, Eberflus, the coach. Justin Fields wasn't their guy. They didn't draft him. Ryan Pace, the GM before Poles drafted him. They passed on C.J. Stroud last year.
Facts.
So they couldn't pass on Caleb Williams this year.
Yeah.
So you got to go ahead and get Justin. I think they waited too long as far as trying to get the compensation. They started out too high, too greedy. So they ended up, kind of not with what they wanted. If they got rid of him a month ago, they probably could have got a second or a third. You know what I mean? But because everybody knew they was getting off Fields, not because Fields was bad or not because they couldn't maybe build around Fields, but Caleb Williams is they say a generational prospect.
Yeah, big facts.
They passed on C.J. Stroud last year, and they want to reset the quarterback clock. That's why they got so much money, because they got a rookie quarterback scale. And now they brought in Keenan Allen. They traded for the dude Sweat from the Commanders. They got pass rusher. They gave Jalen Johnson all that money at corner. The Bears can be a decent team next year if they get good quarterback play from Caleb Williams. They picked up Swift. I think they're going. But see, that's because Poles and Eberflus got to win now. They don't got time to groom nobody. So that's why they make these win now moves that they make. That's why they got Keenan Allen. That's why they're doing what they're doing now, because them guys got to win or they out to do it.
Yeah, big facts. I think that by Tomlin saying what he's saying is letting you know that without a shadow of a doubt, Justin Fields will be playing some play or some shape, form, and fashion. I've been saying he's going to play a slash 2.0, a Tyson Hill type role for this year's team. To run, pass, throw, and catch the ball. Because in my opinion, as of today, he's the best athlete on the Pittsburgh Steelers. As of today, on that roster that's currently set. But I think that as time goes on, based on how Fields does in the, off season, as he gets ready for the season, Hey, he's going to push Rushy. But that's what we should have with quarterback competition. You should have two guys. One is a Super Bowl champion, close to MVP caliber player. The other guy should learn from him and see what it takes to be a pro, like a pro. So
Yeah.
I'm liking what's going to happen in the quarterback room with the Pittsburgh Steelers. That's all I'm saying.
And I agree with you 100%. I think what you guys are doing with Russ and Justin, it's going to give Justin that visual of seeing what a real, what a veteran quarterback looks like. Somebody that's coming in. They're both coming new into the system of the Steelers. Mm-hmm. So it's going to give Justin that mentorship to be able to form himself and to become a good quarterback. Like I said before, I never said Justin Fields was, absolutely dog crap. I never said that at all. I just haven't seen what he can do because he was with the Chicago Bears. Yeah. And I believe this was a smart move by the Pittsburgh Steelers. Y'all got two quarterbacks for like what, $3.5 million? I think that's all it was.
4.5.
Okay, $4.5 million. You got two quarterbacks. You got a Super Bowl
two of the top
winner.
20. Two of the top 20 in the league.
You got a Super Bowl MVP, a Super Bowl quarterback, and then you got a number 1 draft pick 3 years ago. Mm-hmm. Y'all made out like bandits. Congratulations. I hope it works out for you guys.
Take Claude out the matrix if he in there, man. Claude finally said something sensible.
He said, I'm glad that we got Fields, but I didn't want to give up some draft capital in a second. But he should be an upgrade from Kenny. Man, that's big facts, Claude. So you out the matrix. I don't disagree. Kenny, listen. Kenny Pickett, when they show you who they are and they tell you who they are, believe them. Kenny Pickett showed us who he was. Absolutely showed us. He could manage a game, but he's not an NFL starting quarterback. Russell Wilson and Justin Fields both are NFL starting quarterbacks. So we had a huge upgrade moving forward. Fellas, because we jumped on the Justin Fields thing so fast, we're going to stay with the NFL, bro, versus going to basketball. And we'll get to basketball after the commercial break. Pro days, man. We got less than a week left of pro days. It's been some stuff going on. Who do you think's had the biggest jump based on what they did in pro days? Or you think the slate is already set? And do you think that teams are like putting their capital together and a guy who might shoot way up the draft boards and a team be willing to trade to go up and get him? Tim, I'm going to start with you first, man. Who you like, man, for the pro day deal?
JJ McCarthy, he is just,
man,
his stock is just going up. I watched him play when he was with Michigan. They ran the ball. I remember one time they ran the ball like 40 times.
Yeah.
But his draft capital is just climbing and climbing and climbing. And, it makes you wonder which teams are going to really aggressively pursue JJ McCarthy because, I think he's going to be a, NFL caliber quarterback one day. I'm not going to say it's going to be his rookie year because, we all, there's very little Patrick Mahomes and Joe Burrows out there that can just come off the bench, just come out and just light it up. So, but I think JJ McCarthy, his stock is just, wow. And he's a good quarterback. He throws a nice ball. I remember watching him during the combine. He throws a nice ball, and even though the Cincinnati Bengals aren't looking for quarterbacks, the JJ McCarthy, he impressed me.
Yeah. All right. Tay Boy Fresh, any guy that right off the back, you like, man, his pro day either solidified him being where you thought he was going to be, or a dude you're like, man, this dude's about to be a top 5, top 10 pick, man. Any guy in particular?
Well, I definitely agree with Tim's JJ McCarthy take. And B Dirt was on McCarthy at the beginning of the college season, man. I was like, man, you crazy, B Dirt. That
big facts.
A 3rd-round pick. I think he's Minnesota's going to have to trade up from like wherever they at to get him. It's going to be between Minnesota and Denver who trade up to get him, I think.
Minnesota's got 11 and a 23, Tate. They got 2 first-rounders.
Yes, so they can easily move up.
Yeah.
But Denver might try and do something too. Who knows what they might do? Maybe they'll package your boy Patrick Surtain and a pick first next year and send it to somebody.
Oh,
the quarterback that bad, but that'll get it done though.
Yeah. Surtain in the first next year, definitely get it done.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I think, man, it's that. I mean, and Afton mentioned Arnold from Alabama. I like that. I like him. I think for stock going up, Arnold was already there, like at least the second or third corner, right?
Yeah.
I think Kool-Aid McKinstry got back in the first round.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because he was right early second, maybe he was injured, didn't do much.
Yeah.
But just now they're running that 4.47, you know, with a Liz Frank injury, still. And I mean, he's one of those physical press man corners, you know what I mean? So I definitely like his stock going up back into the first because he was falling out.
Yeah, yeah. I think Afton, Ricky Pearsall might have worked his way into a first round draft pick. And that's no joke. His workout was unbelievable with the Gator boys, man. Unbelievable. And a lot. So this is what I'm saying, and I guess this is my question. I'm gonna make this statement, and I got a question. Tate, Tim, both of y'all, we're draft connoisseurs. We do mock drafts. We do all kind of different stuff on all the different podcasts that we watch, right? And we know, because of what we do, that there's nothing like when position runs start happening in the draft, right? So we know we pretty much got our ears to the ground and have figured out where the position run is going to happen. We know the quarterback's at the top. We know WR is probably going to be second, right? Yeah. And if that goes down based on what we think or we know, how do you think that this draft is going to shape up, man? Because now you got guys. I mean, I'm hearing that Joe Alt could possibly fall to like a number 9 or number 10. If Joe Alt, he's the first tackle off the board, and he falls to 9 or 10, now how far does that push some of them other tackles where team has got a tackle way up on their board? You know, so that's the draft shakes out like that every year. So I'm asking, like, fellas, what, you know, where do you think the run's going to be? And, like, who's going to shake it up, man? Because, Tate, I love your take about saying, does Denver jump up into the top 5? Do the Vikings jump up? But is there anybody else that's like, man, look, we about to package this thing and go get it we want? You know, I'm going to start with Tim. Who are you thinking, Tim?
You know, I know the Patriots need a quarterback. Yeah, that's one of them. But I know I saw a report today that they weren't planning on trying to jump up to number 2. You know, the Commanders is another one. They need a quarterback. I don't care what anybody says. They need a quarterback. Yeah. You know, you know, of course, just like Tate said, the Broncos in Minnesota. You know, could we see the Bengals jump up in the draft as well? You know, could we end up trading Teeb? I'm not saying the number 1, you know, up in the number 1 pick, but it probably, you know, is a possibility we could trade T. You know, we got that draft capital that we could, you know, trade away. You know, it is interesting because, you know, like you said, you know, quarterback, wide receivers, probably number 1 and number 2 of what's going to be going off the board fast. I know there's some great offensive linemen out there. You know, there's I'm not even going to say their names. There's 3 guys that have Fs. One of them's from Oregon State. One of them's from Washington. And then the other one, I forget who he played for. But those guys, those Hawaiian guys, those guys are, you know, are going to jump off the board. You know, and even, you know, the defensive there's some solid, you know, day 1 starting defensive tackles that are out there, defensive linemen that are out there. Yeah. You know, so, you know, it all depends on what is the priority for these teams. Yeah. You know, we could see some shakeups, and I'm going to assume we are going to see some shakeups because it's not the NFL draft if there's no shakeup.
Yeah. Big facts. Tay Boy Fresh, where's the run going to happen? What position? And how's that going to shape up the draft, man? Because we know it happens every year, bro. We know it happens every single year. So what you thinking, man?
The run, first 10, 4 quarterbacks, 3 receivers, 1 tackle for sure, and maybe that's a 8. Second. So that's 9 out the first 10.
Yep.
Because I heard the tackle from Penn State been dropped a little bit too.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, so 4 quarterbacks, and don't be surprised if Chicago trades Washington, acquire a little more draft capital, I think they not necessarily sold on Caleb. They like Caleb, but Caleb,
Ooh.
like Coach T say, man, we want volunteers. We don't want hostages. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
go ahead, get off that, get some good. Because you fleeced yourself a few years ago when you traded up from 3 to 2 for Mitch Trubisky. So now
Mhm.
you can trade from 1 to 2, still get your guy. You can get Jaden Daniels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Chicago can get Jaden Daniels still at 2, but Washington can get Caleb Williams and bring him home.
Mhm.
And Cliff Kingsbury is over there, who was his offensive coordinator at USC.
Mhm.
I'm just saying, don't be surprised if that happens. I like all the tackle to go probably to Tennessee. I think that's 7.
Yeah.
He won't drop further than that. I think the Giants get Neighbors at 6.
Ooh.
Yeah, because Arizona is going to get Marv at 4.
Mhm.
I think Odunze Rome might still be there for the Bears at 9.
Well, yeah, Bears at 8. No, 9. Bears at 9. Yep, you're right. Yep.
Atlanta at 8. Atlanta got to go D line. They probably go Dallas Turner or one of them D linemen Tim was talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah, I pretty much gave you 9 out of 10 in the first 10. I couldn't tell you the 10th one.
So let me ask you this question, because it's Steelers and Bengals today. Normally we got a Cowboys perspective, so we ain't got to listen to all that big bias today, man. The Cowboys perspective. We got Bengals and Steelers, man. Do the Steelers and the Bengals trade up, man? If a guy falls, do we go big game hunting, man? Tate, I'm gonna swing it back to you, man. Do the Steelers go? Because we've already been hearing it. Rome Odunze, the Steelers are in love with him, man. So do the Steelers, if a guy like Rome gets past 9, do we go get him, man? Or if there's a tackle, like we said, this is the guy. Joe Alt falls to 8 or 9. Do we go up there and get him, man? Do it seriously, like all playing aside. Do you think we go get him?
I don't think we go to 9, but if the guy from what's his name from Penn State start with an O.
I can't pronounce it, but I know you're talking about big tackle, big kid, big huge kid.
If he drops to like 12, 13,
yeah,
I think they try and go up for that.
Okay.
Odunze won't drop that far. If he did, they would go up for him, but they won't go to the top 10. I think that's who they potentially go up for. Now maybe they make a small move. Mm-hmm. If somebody like Quinyon Mitchell falls like 17 or 18, they just got to make a little jump.
Yeah.
They could do that, but I think the Steelers are fine if that doesn't happen, to standing pat and taking Jackson Powers Johnson.
At 20?
At 20.
At 20. Okay.
It's not a big need. They pigeonholed themselves into that. I mean, they could pass on him and try and get Zach Frazier, move up a little bit in the second, or Van Pran, or I like the kid you talking about the other night, the kid BB and Barton both.
Yeah.
So
BB and Barton both.
At that 20 pick, they'll sit there if it looked like Jackson Powers Johnson just gonna fall to him.
Yeah. All right, Tim. Bengals perspective. We normally don't get this on the KnoItAllz. Bengals perspective. I know who all the Bengals fans listen. I live right here. I'm right in the middle between Dayton and Toledo. So I'm surrounded by Bengals fans, all 24/7. And I know the guy that the Bengals want. So to the Bengals, if this guy who I know you're going to say, if he drops, do y'all go get him? Go ahead, Tim.
I'm gonna tell you this right now. Like I've said it on Running Through the Jungles podcast. I'll say it on the KnoItAllz podcast. If Brock Bauer is available at 18, I'm running like a man on fire to the podium, because we missed out on the tight ends last year. All of them. We missed out on every single tight end this year. If the Bengals are smart, they're going to go after Brock Bauer if Brock Bauer's still there at 18. Do I think that the Bengals are going to move up to get Brock Bowers? I don't think so, because I know there's the kid out of Texas?
Yeah,
the kid out of Texas. They are also talked to
Sanders.
Sanders. They also talked to Sanders as well. So if Brock's not there, I'm going to assume they'll pick up Sanders probably in the second round and go after maybe an offensive tackle or defensive defensive lineman or nose tackle.
Mhm.
But I know everybody's saying, "Oh, he's going to be gone by then." Yeah, well, he might be. He might be. I know all the drafts that I'm looking at. They're saying the Colts might take him, or the Chargers might take him. They're all saying this stuff. But everybody's doing this way too early draft, this mock draft stuff. We don't know with what's going on right now.
Mm.
He could drop to 18, and I would love to see him in. He would be a big hole that he's filling in, because we just signed Gesicki. We also just signed Trent Brown, who is our other twin tower that's in our tackle positions. So
yeah, y'all got huge. The Brown boys, they huge, both of them.
Yeah. So if the Bengals were smart, we already have our two tackles.
Mm-hmm.
I know the Bengals haven't had the best luck in drafting offensive linemen. We really haven't. We can draft wide receivers like madmen,
Mm-hmm.
except John Ross. John Ross was a fluke. But anyways, that's for another time, anyways. But I'm really hoping that we do get Brock Bauer, but if we don't, I see us actually drafting an offensive lineman, maybe a defensive lineman in the first.
Hey, man, so I like both of y'all's takes. I got two takes before we go to the commercial break, man, about the NFL football. Tate, there's no way the Steelers are staying at 20. We're either going up or we're going back. We're either going to go up and get a guy or we're going back. There's no way they're going to stay at 20. There's just no way. Too much talent in this draft to not either go get the guy who you want or drop back and get capital. That's just my thought. And number two, y'all heard it here first, man. I got some inside information from a reliable source, and I'm going to put it out here on the KnoItAllz. Stephon Diggs is getting traded, y'all. You heard it here first.
I don't want
Stephon Diggs is getting traded. I'm probably not to the Steelers. I'm not saying the Steelers, but I'm pretty sure where I know he's going. I say I'm about 85% sure Stephon Diggs is going to the Houston Texans. And I got it from a reliable source. The Diggs is getting traded. So don't be shocked when you see it. But Stephon Diggs is out of Buffalo. He's out of there. And I'm telling you, I got it from a reliable source. So I think that trade, we just had the Snead trade happen last night. He's out of Kansas City. He's over with the Tennessee Titans. It ain't over with yet, because a lot of these people have been saying, well, what's Khan doing? He did all what he did. Y'all got to understand, from a Steelers perspective, it's pro day season now. After he gets done with pro days, he's going to set the draft board, and then he's going to go back and see who's available through trade or acquisition. So the Steelers ain't done yet. I don't think he's going to come to Pittsburgh, but I know Stephon Diggs is up out of Buffalo.
Yeah.
You agree, Tim?
Oh, definitely. Stephon Diggs hasn't been happy in Buffalo for at least the last 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
There's always some kind of fight going on or something, and Diggs has been wanting out of Buffalo. I can totally see that happen. And Houston would be a great place for him. That'd just be another weapon for CJ to light it up in Houston. So I can definitely see that one. And this whole Snead trade to the Titans was like, whoa, okay. And we knew Snead wanted out too. But hey, it is what it is.
Hey, Tate, I'm gonna put Claude back in the matrix, because see, I can't tell you. I can tell you this much. It ain't the NFL Network, and I can tell you my reliable source was at the pro day, with the Ohio State pro day, and just that's all I'm gonna say. He was at the Ohio State pro day, sent around a bunch of NFL coaches and executives. So it wasn't the NFL Network. Believe me, it wasn't the NFL Network. He was at the Ohio State pro day. So I don't know. Tate, you got any last comments before we take a commercial break, bro? Oh, he done jumped off. Hey, so listen, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We will be back.
I do real quick.
Go ahead, bro.
Wouldn't the Houston Texans be better off trading for T. Higgins?
Yes, you're right. But
Yeah.
I think that it's going to cost too much. I think it's going to cost T and a second.
I heard they was willing to go up in the draft and try and get C.J. Stroud somebody to run with him, one of them top receivers. So if they willing to do that, you can get T. Higgins and lock him in right now for the next 4 or 5 years.
Yeah, but I think this whole T. Higgins talk right now, to be honest with you, you both, because it's been going on for a couple weeks now, and with the draft coming on, and we know what's coming on in the draft, the wide receiver class is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't nobody want to give up a second and a fifth rounder right now.
Right.
Maybe after the draft.
What you gonna give up for Stephon Diggs?
A third,
a fourth,
a third, easily a third,
maybe a third.
How old is Diggs?
30. He'd be 31 this season. That's why I don't want him.
Yeah, I would only give up, like I said, I would only give up a fourth for him. But you got T. Higgins, who's only 25, 26 years old, and yeah, he's there. I'm gonna assume that they're wanting a second, probably a second and a fifth for Diggs or for T. Higgins right now. And why would you give up that draft capital when you know what's coming in the draft this year?
Yeah, absolutely. So, but like I said, Diggs is out of here. How soon and how he's gone? I just think that the trade after this is a great point. The trade market looks soft for everyone. Absolutely. That's because of the depth of the NFL draft this year. I've been calling all along. I told you guys weeks and weeks and weeks ago, there's at least 75 guys that have a first round NFL grade. This draft is off the hook. So at multiple positions. So you can get a guy second or third that's a day one starter. And I think that's why you're seeing teams do the due diligence, go to these pro days and evaluate these kids and decide on whether or not they want to give up draft capital versus getting a youngster. And Tate, you've always been on this thing that the timeline has got to match. If you got a young quarterback, young player.
What I look like getting my young quarterback, my young stud, an old receiver in his 30s.
Yep.
That's why to me T. Higgins makes more sense.
Yeah.
Draft guy, go and get a guy to draft. See what Arizona want to do to come up to 4. And let me go and get more.
See what Arizona want to do to go to 4.
See what it takes to go to 4 for Houston. See what Arizona want.
Well, they traded away their first, so they ain't got no first this year. They'd have to probably give up next year's one.
Yeah, they can do that, but the game is to get C.J. Stroud, elite receiver.
Yeah.
Look what he did for them boys he had last year. Collins and the rookie they had. What's the rookie they had from
Tank Dell?
From SMU, right? Houston,
University of Houston.
Tank Dell. If they got a true number one, you gotta give up. You got your quarterback now.
Yeah.
You can give up a first and a second.
Yeah. Like I said, for all those people out there in the Steeler Nation, man, is hating on the fact that Khan ain't moving. Just believe me, he's being stealth right now. He's being big stealth.
It was right because the market is getting softer for IU.
Yeah,
it's getting softer.
Yeah.
The longer gone, now he might go for a second now.
Mm-hmm.
We know San Francisco don't want to have to pay him, so they have to get off of him.
Tate, Claude, answer this question, and we're gonna go to break, bro. Claude says, "What round did the Steelers draft a quarterback?"
Wide receiver said, didn't
he? Yeah, wide receiver. Well, instead of quarterback, wide receiver. What round?
2.
Oh, I know why you said that. I know why.
Well, but it can be Leggett or it can be Malachi Corley. One of the two.
Oh, hey man, I like it, Tate. I like it, man.
Yeah, I agree with Tate. Leggett. I'll tell you this right now: if the Bengals were able to get Leggett in the second round or Michael Thomas Jr. out of LSU, I'd do it. But
that Thomas Jr. ain't having it. Now maybe Leggett. Hey, y'all pick where in the second round?
Well, we do 18th, so it'll be 36.
Come on.
No, I'm sorry. Not 36, like 40.
48, 49 or something.
48 or 40, yeah, something like that. But the thing is the Bengals also got 2 4th rounders and 2 7ths too now. So we have a total of 10 picks this draft.
And a player that don't want to be there that you can get draft capital from, a T. Higgins.
You're right. But like I said, we don't know what's going to happen. If it's going to happen before the draft, during the draft, or after the draft. That like these guys that are all on the free agency right now. There's a lot. There's a long laundry list of guys on free agency right now, and everybody's going, well, why haven't they been signed? Well, we're probably not going to see very much movement from now until the 25th. Because after I just believe that we will see more free agency signings after this draft.
All right, listen, when we come back, we're going to answer Claude Bishop's question, but we're going to take a quick commercial break. Get us the break, man, so we can pay some bills and get some word from our partners, bro.
Thanks, everybody in the live chat. If you're watching on YouTube, we're not going nowhere. Stay with us. If you listen on the audio side, we got to hear a few words from a couple of our partners because we got to pay some bills. We'll be right back after this.
And we're back from the KnoItAllz podcast live on Fans First Sports Network. Fellas, we're going to take a couple more NFL questions and we're going to move on. Tate, Claude Bishop says, will Dan Moore start at right guard at the start of the season? No.
He's definitely not starting at right guard. Now,
No.
If you meant right tackle, no. If Dan Moore's still on the team, he'll be on the team. If he's starting, it's going to be at left, and you're just going to draw out Broderick Jones being on the right side one more year. And I'm of the belief, unless Amarius Mims, the kid from Oregon, Talia Fuaga, or J.C. Latham are there at 20, I think the Steelers don't worry about tackle. I think they probably go center.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm at. So you got a plug and play center, Jackson Powers Johnson. Like I've said multiple times, I can live with Dan Moore with an upgraded line, with a better center, a first round center. I can live with Dan Moore at left tackle with more elusive quarterbacks back there in the pocket. Then I can say a Roland. Well, he's not here anymore, but like say if Levi Wallace was still there, I can live with Dan Moore starting at tackle more than I can Levi Wallace starting at corner. So
big Levi trash.
So to me, that those other positions are more important, unless you get one of the top guys, and you got to just upgrade because you got to go, BPA, best player available. So, but that's why I like perhaps center in the first. I can see him trading back, like you said, Big G, more than I can't see him trading up. If you can trade back, get extra little capital, and still get Zach Frazier. Like in the early 30s. Zach Frazier not falling to 51 no more. That's not happening.
He's top 40.
So you'd have to make a move into the mid 30s to get him. If you trade back to 30 and then you get another late second rounder, I could do that. You know what I mean? So, and I like receiver in the second round because I think the receiver quality is higher than the corner quality. I can get that Leggett or Corley in the second, and then turn around and get the kid Sandestill from Michigan in the third, and still get that corner, get that slot corner that's strong, play the run good, can blitz, do all those things. That's my thinking.
So you're loving the Michigan Pro Day thing for sure. I feel it. The whole Steelers brass went to the Michigan Pro Day. I'm not sure if Mr. Rooney went there, but I know everybody else in the organization went up there to Ann Arbor. Watch that, bro.
The top dogs was there. I know they sent old Pat Meyer, the old line coach, up there to go check out Powers Johnson up in Oregon. He was up there.
Yeah.
But everybody else was pretty much there.
Yeah. Yeah, I like that Zach Zinter kid, but that's just me.
I
About
like,
if we needed a
I like your boy on the D line.
Chris Jenkins. Oh my God.
See see that's what I'm thinking. If I trade back in the first and get an extra second, now I'm looking at him and Leggett in the second.
Yeah. Oh my God.
And got Zach Frazier in the mid-30s already.
Could you imagine our first 3 picks: Zach Frazier, Chris Jenkins, and Xavier Leggett?
Yep.
Oh my God.
And then and then you still got 2/3 coming up.
Man, listen, I'll be talking real strong at that point, Tate. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. Even with another free agent pickup, I'll be talking real strong. Tim, last question about this segue with the football. Do the Bengals stay at 18?
In the past history, the Bengals have never moved up in the first round. If you actually, the last 20 years, the Bengals have never moved up from where they
never had to. They're always up there in the top 10.
Big trash.
Before
big trash Bengals. Yeah, big facts. They trash. They was trash for years.
So I don't believe, it could happen, but I don't see them doing it in the first round. Maybe in the second round, maybe in the second round, maybe. But in the first round, no, I don't see Cincinnati. That's not something that Cincinnati does. And, why give up draft capital? Like, this draft right now is why give up draft capital, to move up or whatever in this draft. There's too many people. This is a very, like, G said, and I've said before, this is a very talented draft class. Why would you give up draft capital? Like I said, there's a possibility any team could, but I don't see the Cincinnati Bengals moving from 18 unless a birdie's tweeting in their ear that Brock Bowers or whoever they're trying to go for, is going to get picked before them. There's always a possibility, but I don't see them moving anywhere at all.
All right, fellas, we're going to switch gears off the NFL. We going to the NBA. We got 12, 13 games left. It's been tight, man. The standings, teams are dropping, teams are falling. We got a few games left, man. And Tate, first thing I'm going to say, I got to give them all a little bit of credit. Houston, do we have a problem? The hottest team in the NBA the last 10 games is the Houston Rockets. I think they're a game back, maybe a game and a half back of the Golden State Warriors to get in. Tate, your early thoughts about what's left to go before we get to the playoffs, because it's a lot going on. Teams have dropped and fallen. So your early thoughts. Don't get fined, bro.
The Rockets 2.5 games back. They not catching nobody. They hot though, but I mean, it's not surprising. They got good young talent and a great coach in Ime Udoka. So that's not a question. I just want to say I don't think they catch the Rockets. I don't think they catch the Warriors. And we still looking at, man, the Suns that passed the Kings now. So now it's Kings, Mavericks, Lakers, Warriors in that playing position.
Yep.
Still a very good playing. I mean, and the Kings only half game behind the Suns.
Yeah.
So now what was your question? I just got stuck on the Houston thing. Now I have to let you know they're not going to make it.
They ain't getting in. Okay. What I'm saying is with these last ones left, who do you think is going to make the push, man, and like end up? Because I was talking to Tim before we jumped on air about how the play-in and all that stuff works, man. And Tim was like, wow, I didn't, realize that it went down like that. And I was like, yeah. And I said, you could get a team 7-8 or 9-10 that gets hot, and does some stuff. So, they actually get in the playoff.
The Miami Heat and the Lakers both was in the play-in last year and both went to the conference finals.
Yeah, big facts.
So, the Cleveland Cavaliers are steadily falling apart, but Donovan Mitchell and Evan Mobley both are out. They're getting beat by 20 at halftime right now by Miami. And they're only one game ahead of the Knicks for third place.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to fall back to fourth, which could be okay because then they match up with the Magic, Orlando Magic. I might rather that than right now they could potentially be playing the 76ers. But man, the NBA wide open. And if Tim didn't know about the play-in, that just made it even more. That added a March Madness element to it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's 7-8 got to win one game to get in to be the 7 seed, and then the loser of the 7-8 play the winner of the 9-10, and the winner of that is the 8 seed. So that's how. Hey, Claude, I'm kind of with Claude. Don't put him in the matrix.
I wasn't going to. I wanted to see what you was going to say. I was going to see if I was like, is Tate going to get him? Is Tate going to get him? Because I ain't putting him in for that. I ain't mad at him. Huh?
I'm here for it. I'm going to agree with him.
Yeah, me too.
I'm here for it. The Lakers can beat anybody in the West.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm not saying they will, but they can.
Yeah, I agree. Tim, your thoughts about the NBA, man? The playoffs, what's going to happen these last 13, hot team? Are you finally going to admit Shea over Luka for the MVP? I mean, what how we get out with basketball, bro?
Did you just say Luka MVP?
No. Luka, neither one of them's going to win the MVP. Joker's probably going to win MVP.
Luka MVP? Is that
Joker,
what you said, Tate?
No,
Tate's
Joker MVP.
Right now.
Don't get fined, Tate.
I'm talking to my phone. I'll always be talking to y'all. My mouth.
Sorry, guy. Okay, no fine for him. But I haven't been really paying attention to NBA basketball, but I was looking at some stuff because you sent me the skit for today, and I was looking at some things. But I think Miami and the 76ers are going to wrap it up, for the 7th and 8th seed in the East. And in the West, I'm sorry, but I don't think the Lakers are going to make. I think it's going to be the Suns and the Kings battling for 7 and 8. These
you
last.
Think the Suns are going to fall back and be a 7 and 8?
Yeah, I think the Suns and the Kings are going to be 7 and 8 in the West.
Okay. So
who passes them?
Right, that's what I'm saying.
I mean, because the Suns are currently
Celtics are currently leading the Eastern Conference.
Siri, what's up, Siri? How you doing, baby girl? Go ahead, Tate.
The Suns are currently 6 and the Kings are 7. So I don't see them both falling back to playing. One going to be in the playing. So, and if the Suns would play the Mavericks, that would be a good one. And the Lakers would play the Warriors, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, great basketball. Must watch. Matter of fact, not just great, must watch basketball.
I think the Lakers are 3 games behind the Mavericks for 8. The Lakers would like to try and play 8, so they only got to win 1 game, not 2. If you're in that 19 game, you got to win 2. You get tougher.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. So, Tate, go ahead, Tim. You had a comment. Go ahead. I'm listening.
No, you're good. I'm trying to figure out what the hell's going on over here, but you go ahead.
Tate, if you had to pick an MVP today, I mean, there's 13 left. Unless somebody goes for like a 70 points like 2 or 3 times in these last 12, 13, I think the NBA has already slated who the MVP. So if you had to pick your MVP today, who you got, man?
Joker going for 3, man.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that's what it is. I mean, Giannis been hurt the past few games. He was on his way trying to sneak in there.
Yeah.
But nah, I mean, so right now the odds is Joker minus 600, Shea minus 200, Luka minus like 1,200. So 1, 2, 3. That's the MVP odds right now. But yeah, I like Joker to get his 3rd one.
Yeah.
Unless they do him like they started doing the GOAT, where you got those, it's just the expectation it is, and you start looking over it like they did. LeBron should have 6 MVPs for real.
Big facts. Total facts with that one. So Tim, who you like for your MVP?
I like Joker. Joker's a hell of a ball player. I like Greek Freak. He's a hell of a ball player. Like I said, I don't really pay much attention to the NBA, but I do know who those guys are on, and I know how they play ball. But I think Joker's going to end up taking it overall. But, like I said at the beginning of the year, I said Luka MVP because, what doesn't poke the bear more than anything than saying Luka MVP, because we know how much you hate Luka. So, but I think Joker's going to – I think you're right. Joker's going to take it. Joker is a hell of a basketball, but he's an all-around basketball player, a big guy. He does things where I'm just like most big guys back in the day couldn't do. He's athletic. He's He can shoot. He's got that all around talent, and I think Joker's going to take it.
Take Claude out the Matrix again, man. Keep Claude out the Matrix, man.
Claude, I like you go to New York City, you get them tokens to ride on the sub, like Philadelphia and over there in the DC area where you at. Claude is accumulating tokens to stay up out of the Matrix, bro. He getting passes to stay. Claude had 2 or 3 good takes today, bro. He trying to stay out of there, bro. He was in there from earlier, man. I had to put him in, but man, Claude trying to stay out.
Good job, Claude. Yeah, the one bad take he said today was Tomlin messing it up already.
Yeah, exactly. Come on, Claude, stop it. Hey, but listen, as far as the MVP, I think Joker will win it. There's no doubt.
Let me cut you off, bitch. I gotta say this was on my mind real quick. I think you might influence Claude to be in the Matrix when you in the live chat, man. Because he's doing good today. You're not in the live chat.
No, what Claude says is all on him. You don't ever see me say anything about Tomlin in the chat ever. I don't say nothing about Tomlin.
I think about you influence Claude to get into the Matrix. That's all I'm saying.
We grown ass men. He does what he wants. I got no responsibility. If he wants to go party in the Matrix, let's party up.
Yeah. Hey, what's up, Austin Art, man? We appreciate you rocking with us, man. Thanks for watching us, man. Hey, so listen, like I was saying, I think the Joker will win it. Only way Joker won't win it is if Shea goes nuts. If Shea goes nuts these last 12 and he gets at least 3 50-point games, then yeah. If not, Joker's going to win it. But I think that
one 50-point game this year.
That's what I'm saying. He'd have to have 3, and I don't think that's happening. I don't think that's happening. So I think the MVP is locked with the Joker, and it's well deserving. And Tate and Tim, people, I done caught some crap behind this stuff too, bro. If Joker get the MVP and get the Finals MVP and another chip, we got to start talking about top 10, bro. You got to have that conversation. I mean, he's really doing. He hasn't done as many as Duncan as far as championships, but as far as overall play, the Joker is balling, bro. Like he's on a tear. So that's just my thinking.
He can never be what Tim Duncan is. What Will Chamberlain. Those guys play defense, man. Joker is one of the all-time greats of defensive liability. You got to factor that into the total game. You talk about all-time greats. Kareem was a good defensive player, could block shots. LeBron was a good defensive player. MJ is a great defensive player. Kobe is a great defensive player. You know what I mean? So you got to factor all that in too. I mean, it's nuance to it. He's definitely one of the best offensive centers the game has ever seen right now.
Yeah.
But when we talk about top 10, you got to think about those other things. All I'm saying.
Yeah, big facts. All right, fellas, we're gonna take a quick commercial break. We're gonna come back. We got 1 or 2 subjects. If you're watching us live on YouTube, make sure you stay with us. Tay Boy Fresh, get us to that commercial break, bro.
If you're watching on YouTube, stay with us. And let me say to everybody, this is one of the longer shows, but what we do is chop this thing up into 2 parts. G just didn't get a chance to acknowledge the second part.
Yeah,
so
big facts.
It's essentially 2 shows that'll go up on the audio. But if you're watching on YouTube, stay with us. We're not going nowhere. We'll come back and finish this thing up. If you listen on audio, once again, got to pay some bills, hear a few words from our partners, and we'll be right back after this.
And we're back on the KnoItAllz podcast on Fans First Sports Network. We got 1 or 2 little topics left. I'm sitting here with my boy Tate Boy Fresh, Tim Lyons, which will definitely be part 2 of the 2-part show. Tim, thanks you again for rocking with us today, man. We appreciate it, man.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, and make sure y'all get them algorithms and you hit the like and subscribe and share to make sure we get the algorithms because we're starting to grow around here at the KnoItAllz because our whole goal is to get to 1K subs on YouTube. So that's where we're headed. Tate, Tim, we got a big scandal, man. Major League Baseball has got the biggest scandal that's happened in a long time. Mr. Ohtani, man, this big, man. And I've seen people try to sweep it under the rug. I've heard a lot of bananas mess out there. I think he's caught dead to rights, but I think we got a problem in baseball, a big problem.
Yeah.
So, Tim, I want to hear your thoughts, man. What they gonna do with this, bro? Because this is huge. This is huge.
You know, I don't want to speculate anything because I don't know if Shohei's guilty or not. But if the if Major League Baseball sweeps it under the rug, they better let Pete Rose go to the Hall of Fame.
Ooh.
You know, but if Shohei is found with his hand in the cookie jar, he could end up being in some big, big trouble. And, you know, and I know Shohei's kind of like, I'll say the golden boy of baseball right now. You know, he's a big, you know, over in Japan, baseball's huge.
Yeah.
You know, for if it is him doing the gambling and he gets in trouble, it could be a very, very bad thing for, you know, not only just for Shohei, but for the Japanese people and Major League Baseball. You know, I'm hoping that it wasn't him and it was his interpreter. But the part of me is making me go, you might have just got busted, buddy, and you might find yourself not playing for a year or maybe getting banned from baseball for the rest of your life. You know, if they're banning Pete Rose from the Hall of Fame because Pete Rose gambled many, many moons ago, you know, what's going to happen to you? You know, what's going to happen now? You know, but I have my different opinions on this whole betting thing and sports athletes. You know, I agree to disagree with that rule because I don't believe that it should be a rule as long as you're not betting on your sport that you know, betting on another sport. Okay, whatever, it is what it is. But if you're betting on your sport, then okay, there's an issue, there's a conflict of interest there.
Yeah,
you know, so. You know, like I said, I have my mixed feelings about this, but I hope for Shohei's sake that he's not guilty of this, and it was his interpreter. You know, $4.5 million is a lot of money for it to say it wasn't his fault, but we'll see.
Yeah. Tay Boy Fresh, man. You know, you put me up on game on this one, man, and I started reading and I read and I read and I watched and I read. Man, it's a lot going on with this one, bro. And I think the scandal's huge. As a matter of fact, I saw a story. They ran a story on CNN today about this, man. And I was like, holy crap, on CNN, they talking about it. So Tate, your take, man, about this thing with Mr. Ohtani, man. What's going to happen, bro?
I agree with a lot of what Tim had to say. A lot of it. He's not the golden boy. He's the face of the MLB. That's what he is.
Big facts.
Face. And you know, that was my take Friday. We talked about this on the overtime show. That they don't want to suspend him because he's the face. He's not for a long time. But they just slap him on the wrist. And like Tim said, you got to let Pete Rose in the hall. You got to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or it's going to be seen as hypocrisy, right?
Yeah.
Because Pete Rose was every bit just as much as one of the faces of baseball in the late 60s and 70s as what Shohei Ohtani is now. So, you know, let him in.
Yeah.
But what I think is going to happen, he's guilty by association at the very least.
Wow. Yeah.
If his interpreter was just doing it on his own. But I don't think he was. I think that's Shohei's doing. Shohei signed the checks. You know what I mean? His interpreter is just doing what Shohei wants. But his interpreter is going to fall on his sword, right?
Yeah.
So Shohei don't have to take the brunt. I was the one betting. He's going to say, yes, I did it. Shohei didn't know about it. I forged his name, this, that, other. Now, on Friday night show in overtime, Pay was saying they got video of the Shohei actually signing the checks.
Yeah. Tate, I looked that up. I seen some of the footage on Twitter.
So he did?
Yeah, I seen one of it. I seen the wire transaction, the actual video. So
and that's what he's more guilty of than betting is using an illegal bookie.
mhm.
He in cahoots with this guy that's like is bad enough that they doing federal investigations on him.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah.
So that's where he guilty at too. So I could see him getting like a 40-game suspension.
Ooh, wow.
I mean, you got to low end, right? 40 to low end.
Yeah,
Yeah.
The Cincinnati Reds, we in trouble, not in trouble, but we lost one of our best players. Nove Marte got suspended 80 games for using some that was construed as PEDs. He didn't even know he was taking. You know what I mean? He didn't know he was consuming it.
yeah,
80 games right there
yeah,
for that.
yeah. 80.
They at least got to go 40 with him, no matter what.
No matter what, he's gonna get 40.
That's what I'm saying.
Oh, what that would give bait. Listen, let me ask y'all a question. When was the last time we had a scandal this big? I know that the Houston Astros was stealing signals and signs. I know about all that stuff. But,
Tom
bro, I'm
Brady.
talking about an individual player scandal. I can't think of the last. Matter of fact, I'm thinking about across all sports. When was the last time we had a scandal this big? This is big, man.
Steroids.
Yeah.
Bond,
Yeah.
Sosa, McGuire,
Yeah.
Yep.
about 98, 99, 25
Yeah.
years.
Man. So, Ted, you're saying 40. Tim, you think he's going to get any at all?
I think Tate's right. Guilty by association. They gotta do something. They can't just, like I said, they can't just sweep it under the rug. But is the interpreter going to take 100% the blunt of it? Are they going to all blame it on him and kind of do the old sweepy under the rug and Shohei gets away with nothing?
Yeah.
But they have to do something. 40's a possibility, that man, the last I think the last person that I seen anything about was I know Tatis, he got suspended, was it last year or the year before, because of he didn't know he was taking PEDs too. But with this caliber of what's going on, I think Tate's right. He could get at least 40 game suspension, something.
Yeah.
He's got to get something, because you can't sweep it under the rug. And like I said, and I agree with this 110%. If they sweep it under the rug, Pete Rose better be on the ballot and in the Hall of Fame in Cooperstown.
Yeah.
Hey, man, for 40 games is just a quarter of their season, man.
Yeah.
Right.
25%.
Right.
Tate, I think if they give him 40, I think Rose goes in the Hall of Fame. I think at this point, based on what we have for evidence, he's looking at least half the season. And I would not be shocked if he got the whole season. I know that would cost baseball an astronomical amount of money. But man, dog, hands to dead to rights, hands in the cookie jar. Come on, bro. We got you. How do you get past this? Go ahead, Tim.
Claude, show Claude's comment.
I got it.
There you go. I agree with Claude on that. If Shohei is found guilty, he should get a lifetime ban from baseball. If Pete Rose is getting punished for something he did, like you said, 39 years ago.
Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
You have. I'm not saying you got to show. He's got to be an example. But if you're gonna ban a Hall of Famer from Cooperstown, and Shohei is guilty, then Shohei should be banned. That's all there is to it. I don't care how much money's on the line, but the thing is we're just the little guys, and we're the spectators of the sport. We're the fans of the sport. I would hate to see that happen to him, but if you're gonna follow suit, you got to ban him from baseball.
Yeah, I don't disagree. Take final thoughts on Ohtani, man. Final thoughts. Do you think he gets the year deal? Do you think he gets it? Because man, I'm thinking, bro, they gotta let Rose in. Either way, this should clear the path for Rose. That's just my thinking, bro.
This should clear the path for Rose, and we doing it. Why? We supporting it. Why, Big G? because he's a Cincinnati Red and a Philadelphia Philly.
Yeah, he both of us.
He deserved to be there.
Yeah.
And the thing is like me, I'm not a Cincinnati Reds fan or a Philadelphia Phillies fan, but I'm an Ohio baseball guy, you know, and Pete Rose did a lot for the Cincinnati Reds, and I believe he deserves to be in the Hall of Fame. I don't care. He deserves to be there.
Yeah.
I agree. And so my last thought is, man, you know, Shohei, MLB needs Shohei. He's a big ticket.
Yeah.
He's box office in
Yeah.
the States, in Japan, in China.
Yeah.
You know, all those Asian countries they play baseball. He's that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, and they know that. So they kind of caught, when I say they, I'm talking about MLB.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of caught between the rock and the hard place, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Big facts.
They got to do something to this guy because it's been their history. This is what they do. They don't want to, but because they're gonna do less, because that's the guy.
Yeah.
Like Tim said, that's why you got to open that door for old Pete, old Charlie Hustle.
Yeah.
Yep.
I agree. All right, fellas, we're to the end of the show. You know how we do. You know, Tate, we're gonna get to. No, first of all, let me say thank you to everybody who rocked us in the live chat, man.
Yeah.
We got a lot of you.
Before we go, get them up.
Yeah, let me get the rhythms. I ain't put the rhythm show sign up all show, man. So they go to algorithms. We appreciate it. We had a lot of chatter going on in live chat. We had a lot of folks watching us too, man, for sure. So, but before I get to Tate's takes, man, I'm gonna let our special guest Tim Lyons, man. Tim, you got any final thoughts or anything you want to say before we get up out of here, bro?
You know, I just want to tell you guys, thank you so much for having me on the KnoItAllz. I know I'm not a know-it-all, but you know, you guys are my homies, excuse me. And catch me on Running Through the Jungle, part of with B Dirt or Brandon Harriet and Justin Lacey. And also, I just want to give a shout out to my wife. Her birthday is coming up on Friday. Happy birthday, honey. We love you and have a great day.
Big facts, man.
How long you been married to?
I've been married for 15 years.
Wow. Congratulations. Yeah. I'm going into 15 in October myself.
Yeah.
So you 2009.
Well, you know what's funny is I met my wife. We got married 6 months later in Reno, Nevada, and we've been married for 15 years now.
Wow, congratulations. Big G got married the last millennium.
Yeah, y'all my little fellas when it comes to marriage, bro. Y'all my little fellas, man. I'm getting close to that 3-0. I'm getting close to that 3-0 mark, man. I'm getting closer and closer for sure. All right, man. So Tate Boy Fresh, man. We do Tate takes at the end. What you got for us this week, man, as we close out the KnoItAllz podcast?
Man, let's talk about your boy, Big G.
Who is that?
Baby Moss for Ohio State.
Oh my God. Oh, let me get my sign, man. Keep talking. Let me find my sign, man. Because y'all just don't know what I know. Oh my God.
Wait. What's his name again? I'm mixing his name.
Jeremiah Smith.
Jeremiah Smith.
Yeah,
like 6'3", like 210, right?
218.
218. True freshman wide receiver. If you know anything about Ohio State football tradition, freshmen get black stripes and they don't get pulled from the black stripes until they done made the team or done good enough. He got his black stripes taken after 4 practices.
Yes.
This dude is arguably being said right now, the best receiver, could be the best receiver in Ohio State history.
Yeah.
And you know Ohio State's receivers, right?
WRU. Yeah.
We're going back to Chris Carter and as recent as Garrett Wilson, as recent as
Marv. Olave.
Marv, right. Yeah. I'm trying to go from Chris Carter to Marv right now, and everybody in the middle.
Yeah.
This kid is the true truth.
Mm-hmm.
True truth.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, when's the spring game, Big G?
Next week, next Saturday.
Okay, next Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
I'm looking forward to Ohio State spring game, looking forward to Ohio State season. This is just a great time. Baseball starts this week. I mean, we already got the Dodgers and the Padres over in Japan.
Mm-hmm.
But this one, I get to watch my Reds Thursday. They actually be hosting the Washington Nationals, which is why I live in Washington. But
Tate, See, he got to go in, dog. Why does he do this to himself, bro? Tay,
Hey, Claude ain't happy unless he in the Matrix, man. That's what y'all telling me.
Man, I didn't even want to put him in because he has such good takes. But Claude, you back in there before we close the show. Go ahead, Tate.
Hold on.
Finish saying what you're saying, man.
He had more good takes than bad takes, so how, you kind of evened him out. So you shouldn't really put him in the Matrix.
No, he's in, man. Keep going, Cam. Keep going.
All Ohio State receivers suck. That just jumped you straight into the Matrix. No matter what.
You're right.
You're right. But yeah, man. So just looking forward to the spring game, seeing this kid get his Ohio State career underway. The Reds play. I'm looking for Ellie De La Cruz to be in the MVP discussion this year.
Boss. He's a dog.
He is. He just got to play up to his potential. He's young still, but
he's
a beast, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so now that's it, man. I really ain't have no take ready, so I'm not gonna get into no anything, deep thought or into a motivational sermon message like mine. So I'm just telling y'all, Ohio State is that deal.
Yeah.
And my Reds gonna be good this year.
Yeah.
That's all.
I don't disagree. Hey, listen, man, y'all know how I get down with the Big G burners because I'm running the show tonight. I can't really get into it. But Tate, man, I'm co-signing with you 175%. I done had eyes on the prize, eyes on the ground, knowing what I know, seeing what I see. Big G gonna be down there this week over there in the Woody, looking around, eyeballing some stuff, seeing what's crack-a-lacking. And all signs indicate that this kid is the greatest receiver that's going to ever play at Ohio State. And it's crazy to say, let me tell you how good this is. He got his black stripe removed before Caleb Downs. Caleb Downs was a freshman All-American from Alabama that they're saying is the best safety to play college football the last 5 years. His stripe came off before Downs' stripe came off. That man. And I'm telling you, I got video footage where he mossed Burke, where he mossed David Espinosa, where he killed Lathan Ransom, where he killed Jordan Matthews. I got tape to show it.
All first or second round picks.
He's out there destroying them. I mean, listen, Ohio State's wide receiver room is unmatched. Brandon Edis, Carnell Tate, Emeka Buka, Jeremiah Smith, Carnell Tate. Oh, he's a dog. He's a dog. But they're because people were saying last year that Carnell Tate was the best freshman that ever played there. They said he was better than Marv. Now
Marv said that. Marv said
yeah. Now Jeremiah Smith is out of the atmosphere. Like this kid is unbelievable. There's no way he's not going to play.
Big G, give me a G Stradamus or a hot take, whichever one it is.
Mm-hmm.
Who's going to be Ohio State starting quarterback?
If I went today, Devin Brown.
Ooh, Will Howard?
If I went today, knowing what I know, how they perform in practice, knowing what I know, Devin Brown. I think Will Howard's got a chance to definitely chance to get him because, they've only had a couple in pads practices, full pads, right? And we still got all the summer. But Devin Brown been down there balling, y'all. This ain't gonna be no easy walk.
Don't the portal open up again soon for the spring?
April 23rd, the portal reopens again for a second time.
So if it look like Will Howard ain't gonna be the guy, will he leave again?
I wouldn't be shocked. Because he
gotta
want
to play. He don't want to come to Ohio State and sit on the bench.
Yeah, I wouldn't be shocked. And I'm gonna tell y'all something else too. There's a kid named Sayin that transferred from Alabama. When I'm telling you that kid can sling that football, So it's like I said. I mean, I know it's big bias about the Buckeyes, but man, it's been a long time since I've been hyped as much as I have about a kid like this kid, Jeremiah Smith. This kid has the potential. To be a number 1 overall NFL draft pick. He has the potential to be the number 1 guy off the board. That's saying a lot. That ceiling is unbelievable. So I'm feeling Jeremiah Smith, man. All right, fellas. Thanks again for rocking with us. Make sure you check me, Tate Boy Fresh, Tim Lyons, Mod, Payday, Beater on all the Relly Hall, my boy Andy P on all the channels, Fans First Sports Network, Steel Curtain Network, Running Through the Jungle, The Bear Call, the Level Up Podcast. I mean, we're on so many shows. Pump Your Brakes, the Homies Podcast, across the genre of podcasts over the next 7 days. When we come back next week, we're going to be talking about that mock draft 1.0, how we do it on KnoItAllz style. But as for me, as for my boy Tim, as for my boy Tate Boy Fresh, and my boy Mod, I can't leave off the show without telling you he's celebrating his big happy birthday, man. So happy birthday to you, Mod, as you celebrate this weekend. And we'll see all you guys next week on the KnoItAllz podcast. Peace.